Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have a video that I want to share with you guys that I want to watch and react and respond to. And specifically, to give a little background to this, this is a news story that the BBC did about a doctor in the UK and the procedure that she did that basically reversed menopause and gave women back their fertility. There's way more details to this that they share, but I just thought it was amazing. And I have already watched through it, but I really feel like I'm catching little things every single time I watch it. And I just thought it would be really fun to watch with you guys and talk about how this might be relevant to Turner syndrome and infertility as it's connected to Turner syndrome. Is this a possible treatment for a Turner syndrome woman at all? Like, I just thought this was super interesting in general, and then when I started thinking about if this could be applied to women with Turner syndrome, that just blew my mind. I hope you guys are excited. Let's jump in.
I've come here to Oxford to meet a doctor who's pushing at the very boundaries of science. They're actually reversing the menopause. "25-year-old Adele Stevens is hoping to be the second patient here to have her menopause reversed and fertility. Adele, you were diagnosed with cancer when?
I was 22. They wanted to start chemo as soon as possible until my mum said, "You do realise you may not be able to have more children." That was when I kind of realised, oh my God, I actually might not.
You've had menopausal symptoms now as a result of chemotherapy and everything. Tell me what they feel like at 25 years old.
I've had a lot of hot flushes, so it is really embarrassing.
Emotional mood
The mood
swings.
swings, I'd say, are the worst because you're so up and down. But I found when I tell people I'm going through the menopause, they find it really hard to believe because of my age.
You must be...
Okay, I can totally relate to everything she just said. If you don't know this, and I actually don't know how much I've talked about this on my channel, Turner syndrome women with the hormone deficiencies and all of that are actually technically menopausal super early. I know I've shared I was diagnosed with premature ovarian failure, but basically it's early menopause, and that ovarian failure is just a part of that. It's a symptom of that. And so the whole struggle with hormones and with hormone levels and all of that is basically early menopause. And so it's super easy with how much the hormones fluctuate at times and just being really sensitive to that, to throw myself into menopause and menopausal symptoms and start feeling those things if I'm not careful. And I don't know if that's just an experience for me. I don't think so, but I've definitely noticed, like, it is so easy for me to, when I get off track, start having those symptoms. And basically the hormone therapy is masking that. It's not fixing it. It's not reversing it. It's not actually changing what it is that's causing that. It's just masking it. It's taking away the symptoms. It's making me feel a little more normal. And it does things like give me a cycle. And so everything just felt so relevant. So, okay, let's keep going.
Be quite looking forward to getting rid of those menopausal symptoms.
I think that is one of the main things, because I feel I'm going through something I shouldn't have to be going through. But you kind of take it on the chin when you know that it could get better.
Before cancer treatment, one of the patient's ovaries is removed, prepared, and frozen. If they become menopausal after chemotherapy, they can then have pieces of the healthy ovary tissue re-implanted, with remarkable results.
Okay, that was the part that blew my mind. And this was also the part that it was like, oh man, that means it isn't an option for me. That means this is actually something that would probably be very, very, very difficult to have be an option for a woman with Turner syndrome. From my understanding, most of the time, by the time you get to an age where you know what's going on, you've already gone past any viability. I had my FSH levels through the roof. They say, I said it in my video about it, but they say above 20 is considered menopausal. Mine was at about 50. So that's fun. And at that point, what do? There is nothing to harvest like that. There's nothing to pull off to do this with. And by the time a girl wants to start HRT and a doctor is trying to bring her all the way through puberty, even by that time, you're already in menopause and you've already gone into early menopause, and there is not a great chance of there being viable ovarian tissue or any egg reserve to pull from. So this gets really hard. It is individually something you'd have to evaluate. Everybody is going to be different. But just that part of it, I just had a moment thinking, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. And then, oh, well, that's too late for me. So, yeah, that was an interesting moment.
It starts to produce eggs again. It behaves as normal ovarian tissue, which gives you back your normal hormone function. So you reverse menopause.
The tiny slices of frozen ovary tissue kick back into life after they're re-implanted, lasting up to 10 years.
95% of patients who've had tissue back get their hormone functions back.
What percentage?
Over 95% of people who
That's
have
incredible.
It
I mean,
is.
that's revolutionary,
Yes.
isn't it? A scientific breakthrough. Adele's scan shows that her remaining ovary is robust enough to re-implant the frozen tissue onto it in the next couple of months. The work here in Oxford means the future looks bright for young cancer patients like Adele. But I'm also interested in what it could mean for all women. So potentially a woman could have an ovary removed and saved for the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've gone through the menopause. Could I reverse that whole process?
Had you stored tissue before your ovaries ran out of their eggs, it would be possible for you to have your tissue put back. And I'm sure that in the future...
So that's the part that I was talking about where the timeline is super important. And that's just a really tricky timeline. You would have to be watching really, really early to have any kind of a chance of doing anything.
People will be thinking about that for older women as well as for younger women.
Okay, so I will link the video in the description if you want to go watch it without my commentary. But I just thought this was such an interesting video in terms of the potential that there is with science for new things like this to happen and just blow what our hopes could be out of the water with options. And I know I'm always saying there's so many options these days, and we are so blessed to live in a time period that has all of these options, that even has the technology we have to understand what our body is doing so well like we do. I cannot imagine not having those resources and having to go through all of that emotionally, just not knowing, always questioning, not understanding, and not having the resources we do. And I just got so hopeful and reminded of how many incredible options we have and how much potential there is for always new things being found, new treatment options coming to light, revolutionary procedures that are being tried and researched. And it just gave me a reminder that there is still research happening. There's still people looking for stuff that we never even thought possible. So I just thought on that end of it, this was super intriguing and really interesting. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. If you would like to share, I would love to hear what your thoughts are. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and make sure you hit subscribe and turn notifications on. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. We talk about Turner syndrome, we talk about mental health. We also talk a lot about my life in the forest with my husband and our fur and feather babies. We just got new baby chicks and it's kind of amazing. So if you would like to come along on this journey, be sure to hit subscribe and share this video with anybody that you think would benefit, anybody that would find it interesting, and just help get the information out there. It's very exciting, some of the things that are coming out. So I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me your thoughts in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!